this concept of upbringing, right? So that's something that's called the rule of 72. So why don't you take a second and explain the rule of 72, because that's the basis for the power of 16 that I want to talk about here in a minute.
Yeah. So money is overwhelming. It's intimidating. We're filled with guilt and regret.
Yeah.
Now, this rule of 72, it's a rule of thumb. So simple. We could try to understand the world and universe of money and get analysis paralysis and freeze. My approach is just learn only the things you need to know. That's it. The simplest things to succeed that will take care of 99.9% of your finances for life. Just do that. You don't have to know everything. You just need to know just the basics. The rule of 72 is just that. And so it's so easy. You take the number 72 and you divide it by whatever rate of return you're getting. The stock market, like you say, could be around 8%. Now, the number I love is 7.2. Why? It's a little bit more conservative than that 8%, meaning you're leaving some buffer. The other thing is when you take the number 72 and you divide it by a 7.2% rate of return, you're ending up with 10. And 10 is a beautiful number. What that 10 means is it'll take 10 years to double your initial investment when you're earning 7.2% rate of return over that time.
This is cool because you've kind of switched the way a lot of us talk about it and think about it, right? Because there's a lot of talk about, compound interest and the miracle of compound interest.
So if we break this down to its simplest form, under common circumstances, money is going to double every 10 years. Now, what's under the hood is 7.2% interest rate, or rate of return, I should say, and that it's in something like index funds, mutual funds, IRA, 401k, 529 plan.
Yeah, some diversified fund type portfolio.
Yeah, there's this classic experiment called the marshmallow test, where a single marshmallow was set before a child, and the researcher would leave the room. Hey, if I come back and you haven't eaten that marshmallow, I'm going to give you a second one. And I love that. I looked at that and I said, well, what child would want to stop right there? Wouldn't every child in the world say, wait a second, I'm catching on to this. Can you leave the room again? I want these 2 marshmallows to turn into 4. Go away. Yeah. Go away. Oh my goodness, there are 4 marshmallows now. Wait, leave again. 4 marshmallows are multiplying into 8. Leave one more time. 8 marshmallows are doubling into 16. Oh my goodness. By that point, this child is like, all right, I figured out the system. I am totally on top of this. And they can start eating their marshmallows, and then the leftovers are doubling yet again. Now, the crazy thing about that is exactly how money works. It's doubling and doubling again. Now, when we talk about that 10-year period of time that money can double every 10 years, who works 10 years? Most people will work longer than that. Now, I know we're talking about financial independence, but let's talk about first the most common duration of a career, which is 40 years. Yep. 4 sets of 10. That means 1 marshmallow's turning into 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. The same with money.
Thanks for watching. If you want to check out the full conversation, you can watch full episodes of the FI for Kids podcast right here at YouTube. Just hit subscribe and you'll get new episodes in your feed every Thursday.